All right, looking at the in-class assignment from yesterday. Once again, this is a tool for you to utilize to evaluate how you're handling the material. I can see also who's keeping up, who's not keeping up. But this is more for you because you're the one that has to evaluate, and you're the one that's going to take the quiz tomorrow. Okay, if we take a look at the first one. We have the area for z that is less than 0.13. So we're doing our bell-shaped curve. We have our 0 there. Here's our 0.13. We want the area that's below this, which is this area right here. So we can go to our table and look up our table, a z value of 0.13. So I go to 0.1 in my left column and then go over to 0.03. And we get a value of 0.0517. From our table. Okay, quite a few of us had difficulty finding that value from the table. I think quite a few of us made that problem a lot more difficult than it had to be. You overthought the problem. Okay, keep it simple. So to find our total area, I want the entire area that's below this value. So we have the 0.5 and the 0.0517, so we can add them together. Draw the bell-shaped curve, give me your table value, and what is your operation, so I can see what you're doing. Because if you're making a little mistake here there, and you don't show me any work, you just show me a number down there, I don't know what you're doing. Second one we did better at. Negative 0.207 is less than or equal to z, which is less than or equal to 1.32. Table values 0.4808 and 0.4066. We will add them together, 0.8874. Third one we did fine with. We get a table value. It comes down to negative 2.7 or 0.275. Rounding rules, that rounds up to 0.28. If you want 0.27, that's fine. I adjusted because you showed me your table value. You show me the table value, that's fine. The last one, we're taking a mean. Our n is a value of 40. We have a mean of 46.2, and then we have a standard deviation of 8. We want to see what is the probability that the mean is less than the value of 48. I guess that should be mu. So we're looking at the mean is valued or less than 48. So now we look at z is equal to x bar minus mu divided by standard deviation square root of n. Divided by square root of n. We got most of us got the top correct, 48 minus 46.2, but did not know how to deal with the bottom. That's my standard deviation. I have to divide that by the square root of 40. You can quantify both of those values and use your calculator, but some of us didn't know how to handle the bottom. Okay, that's a little KYC. Know your calculator. Deal with your calculator. Okay, quantify both those quantities. If they give you a parenthesis here, that's fine. Close that parenthesis out. Make sure you end the quantity. If they don't give you parentheses, make sure you pull out with your right arrow of your radical, but still close your parenthesis out. So you should get a z-value of 1.42. Okay, so we're looking for values that are greater than 48. So we're looking at values that are greater than the 1.42. My table value 0.0 or 0.4222. And we are looking for this area out here. So we have to subtract that from 0.5 to give us 0.0778. The first and the last one were the two that gave us some problems. The middle two we were fine with. The last one, it was just being able to handle the bottom here. A lot of you divided by 8 times the square root of 40. It's 8 divided by. Questions about the in-class assignment? First one, I think we just overthought the problem. We missed that. Okay, gave you a second day of worksheet. Very similar to the first day. Just gives you additional practice working with z-tables. My goal is to have you very comfortable with working with your z-tables. Because these types of tables we'll be dealing with for the rest of the year. So you have to be comfortable with the types of tables that we're working with. Is there any other questions you have about any of the problems on the worksheet? Again, I think solutions were provided for you. Hopefully you're practicing. Alright, tomorrow we will have a quiz over this. And once again, my goal was to make you as familiar and comfortable as possible dealing with the z-tables. And working with them through the worksheets. Now, before you start going through some of the problems, please take note of the first couple questions. Okay, you'll have some fill-in-the-blank questions there that you'll have to pull off your notes. No characteristics of a normal distribution. I will ask you to give me 2 characteristics of a normal distribution. If you look at your notes, we talked about normal distribution and characteristics of a normal distribution graph. Symmetric about the mean, asymptotic to the x-axis. There's a list of about 5 or 6 of those, 7 of those characteristics. You'll need to know 2 of them. So before you start doing other problems, I would go to your notes and write down a couple characteristics of a normal distribution. The second question there, no characteristics of standardized normal distribution. What I will ask you is, if you have a standardized set of data, what is the mean for that standardized set of data? What is the mean for a standardized set of data? Anybody remember? If you change everything to a z-score, what is the mean? Close. 0. So the mean is 0. The standard deviation then would be 1. So when you have a standardized set of data, the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. And like I said, the first initial days of the notes, we talked about characteristics of normal distribution. Give me 2 of those. Symmetric about the mean is usually one of the easiest ones to write down. Asymptotic to the horizontal axis. The area under the bell-shaped curve is equal to the value of 1. Okay, those are all easy characteristics to remember. Then the rest of the problems are very similar to what we have dealt with on the worksheets and in-class assignments. Questions? Once again, my hope is with the work that we've done, you feel very comfortable in regards to working through these problems. Some of you still need to work through some KYC, how to deal with your calculator. All right, rest of the time is going to be yours. I will post solutions. I have solutions up here. Tomorrow we come in, we'll take a quiz.